National Security Advisor.
I actually temper John, which is pretty amazing, isn't it? Nobody thought that was going to happen. I'm the one that tempers him, but that's okay.
Still, their disagreements have been piling up, including the president's visit with Kim Jong-un at the DMZ, a meeting Bolton opposed. The planned strike on Iran in retaliation for a downed U.S. drone. Bolton lobbied for it. President Trump called it off.
I didn't like it. I didn't think it was proportionate.
And just days ago, the president and Bolton disagreeing over Mr. Trump's plan to hold Afghanistan peace talks with the Taliban at Camp David.
It was my idea, and it was my idea to terminate it. I didn't discuss it with anybody else.
President Trump now looking for a fourth national security advisor in less than 3 years. The first he fired, Michael Flynn, in court today for lying to the FBI. Now another shakeup at a critical time.
When the president makes a decision like this, he's well within his rights to do so.
All of this happening at a crucial moment, with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo telling me today that he could foresee a meeting between President Trump and Iran's leader later this month without preconditions.
New urgency tonight in the nation's vaping emergency. The sixth death linked to vaping is a Kansas woman who officials say died a week after using e-cigarettes for the first time. Over 50 and with underlying health problems, her lungs filled with fluid. And today, the American Lung Association saying bluntly, do not use e-cigarettes, warning they are not safe and can cause irreversible lung damage and disease. 21-year-old Elijah McClure went from feeling sick to dependent on a feeding tube and respirator in a matter of days.
I haven't heard my son's voice in well over a week.
Cedric and Tammy McClure say their son, a former Minnesota high school athlete, started vaping at 15.
This is what I found.
As more states investigate vaping-related lung injuries, officials in Houston today confirmed 3 cases, all teenagers.
It is not an infection. It does not respond to antibiotics, and it is very severe.
A new American Heart Association study finds flavors drive vaping usage among 18 to 24-year-olds, especially for those who never smoked traditional cigarettes.
You know, these companies have done real harm to a generation of children, and they did that knowing that nicotine was an addictive drug. It's appalling.
The vaping industry is pushing back, insisting this is a crisis linked not to their products, but to illegal THC oils, the active ingredient in marijuana.
So, Ann, the FDA has regulatory authority here. What's preventing them from acting?
Well, I spoke to an FDA official today, Lester, and he told me that the investigation into these illnesses is a top priority. But as of tonight, the FDA has not zeroed in on the specific product or substance causing all these injuries and deaths. The agency says it just needs more information before it can take the action so many are calling for, and you can expect that when a congressional panel takes this on at the end of the month, they're going to ask these questions of the
So Tim, you going for a big Safe and Save discount? Yep. Using the app? I've been quite vigilant.
Easy, but you're in labor.
Don't mess with my discount!
Get a discount up to 30%. Drive safe and save.
You want tears this early in the process? This is so unbelievable.
I'm T-Pain, musician, businessman. I'm on a quest to find the entrepreneurs who are defining the future.
This is a $122 billion industry.
What?
T-Pain School of Business. Catch up now on Pluto. Check out new episodes Tuesdays at 11.
Tonight, a former Russian government employee and alleged CIA asset on the move. Following reports he was extracted from Moscow by the Americans were onto him. According to the New York Times, he was the source telling the CIA Vladimir Putin had personally ordered the attack on the 2016 election. NBC's Ken Delaney.
He wasn't a Putin insider, but he was in the room with Vladimir Putin. He had access to documents. He was able to report to the CIA on Vladimir Putin's orders and his intentions and his moves. It was an incredibly valuable source, and it's a great loss that he's no longer in place.
Today, Russia confirming the man worked in the Kremlin but says he did not have direct access to Putin, calling the U.S. reports pulp fiction. Russian foreign minister saying, I have never seen this man, have never met him, and have never monitored his career or movements. living in plain sight, under U.S. government protection in the Washington area, where NBC News found his house and knocked on the door, but no one answered.
Get in my car, and I notice an SUV screeching down the street at a high rate of speed. It stops nose to nose with my vehicle. Inside are two men. They were clearly U.S. government agents who had been alerted to my presence and rushed to the house.
No secret to the Russians.
I'm convinced after 25 years of counterintelligence, the Russian services knew exactly who this person was, knew that he had been essentially exfiltrated.
Now that he's been exposed, the man and his family have been moved to a secret location. Intelligence experts worry it will be much harder for the CIA to now recruit another Kremlin insider, making it more difficult to track Russia's efforts to interfere with the 2020 election campaign.
This was the jaw-dropping scene discovered by first responders. A small plane wedged nose down into an airport building. The two people aboard, the pilot and a student, somehow made it out alive. It happened just after takeoff in Maricopa, Arizona. Investigators say it's unclear why the plane suddenly plummeted from the sky and sliced into the Akchin Regional Airport.
I was the only one in the building. I was more worried about the safety of the individuals on the aircraft.
According to authorities, the two survivors were transported to a local hospital. The Air 415C was first manufactured during World War II, designed to be one of the safest airplanes of its time. Tonight, investigators want to know how the plane ended up like this. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
This new video shows the moment of impact on Great Abaco Island. The terrifying power of Hurricane Dorian slamming into this house and tearing it apart. Thousands are now homeless. Many of them are in this crowded police station in Nassau, desperately scrambling to get the documents they need to leave the Bahamas.
I hold my daughter on this, and after that, the water come in the house.
Eve Rose Knowles says she and her 11-year-old daughter barely survived. She has her passport and now paperwork proving she has no criminal record, a requirement to get into the U.S. She's still waiting on documents for her daughter.